Hello everyone, today we will talk about auto layouts. Here's an example of what I will show you. So I'll show you how to make this component using auto layouts so it's easy to change later. So I will delete this now. We'll get into it. So let's start with clicking T on our keyboards if you're on a Mac. Click T. It's going to type in lorem ipsum. And then do this over here on the right. So right now we're in enter, the size is 24, weight is semi-bold. That works for me for now for a smaller kind of header. So it's just a text box now, as you can see over here on the layers side. I want to create an auto layout, so I will click Shift A on my keyboard to create this frame. I'm going to change this to item, just label it item. And then over here, I'm going to change all of this spacing to 16 because it's divisible by 4. And then from here, I'm going to create a column. I click Shift A. I'm going to call this column. And then I'm going to take all of this out. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to click on the column, just double click to item, and then duplicate it. So the way I duplicated it was by clicking Command D on my keyboard. So here I just want this to be like just text. So I'm going to change the settings over here. Normally you would have a design system set up so that you could easily change the typography. For now, we're just going to do this. I'm also going to left align everything. And then I think I have some lorem ipsum saved. So, I'll do Command V to drop in that text. And I'll show you. Well, actually, let's just go ahead and do it now. So double click on that text and then just over here in the layout section where it says hug, just click fill. It's a lot of text. Let's get rid of some. And then normally for this component that I'm showing you, I would have a button. So let's just create a button really quick. Normally you would have this in your design system. But if you just need an example button, you can click on T on your keyboard. I'm going to type in CTA. Over here, I will click this on the right hand side, and then let's just make this 16. It's just a text box right now, so let's make it an auto layout. I'll click Shift A. Let's call this button. Change the spacing here. And then I will fill it with like a light gray. Normally you would have a design system color that you could choose from, but right now this is just an example. So I will choose that, and then I'll put the button into this column. So what I love about columns is you can kind of rearrange the spacing in an auto layout column really easily with your keyboard, which is great. And then let's just put this button in a row. So I will click Shift A and call this row, and let's just add some spacing like we did with the other items. Sure, we can put spacing there. And then let's fill. So let's fill the container. Okay, so we have a column now. I'm going to create a row. So I'll click Shift A, call this row. I'm just going to take out all the spacing for now for this example. And then in this row, you can, duplicate a column by clicking Command D. But for this row, I will show what it looks like with text on one side and image on the other. So to create an image, you click on R on your keyboard. You can create just a rectangle. Let's just make this 500, or let's do maybe like 400 for now. And then with the fill, you can change this to image. And then I will drag and drop the image into the row. I'll get rid of that second column. Okay, so let's adjust this a little bit. So we have a row now, and I want to show you what it could look like on a desktop. So let's create a desktop auto layout by clicking Shift A. And you call this desktop. desktop width is 1440 pixels. Let's just choose a height of 1000 for now. And then let's take away the spacing here. Okay, so let's change up this component a little bit. Let's have it fill the desktop width, and then let's do spacing on the sides. Let's do 64 for now. And then click on both of the kind of two columns in this row. And over here in the layout section, click fill container. All right, so now it's starting to look a little better. Let's add some spacing between the two columns. Because we have 64 on all the sides, let's do 64 between the two sections. And then, just to show you kind of a difference, I will fill the desktop with, say, this like gray. Let's, you know what? Let's actually create another row for this component. Call it row. And this is where we'll add the 64 spacing. And then we could keep the 64 spacing here too. But let's add this fill background. Okay, there you go. And you can edit it from there. You can change the image, the colors, the size of the fonts, the button, everything like that. But this is how you create a basic component for, say, a home page. And then let's say you wanted to kind of, I'll show you the benefit of it, is you can, hold on. Okay, let's do desktop. There we go. Let's have it hug the contents. So say you create like 3 different components and you want to change up the order. You can just move them around using your keyboard arrows. And then say you wanted to change and maybe have the image on the left, you can easily swap it out by clicking on the arrows on your keyboard. There you go.